Peace to the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation. I appreciate you, Reflections, for tuning back in to another deep divine download. The university is now open. I don't care if you're black, white, green, pink, blue, tall, short, skinny, fat, gay, straight, Christian, Muslim, Catholic, non-denominational, blood, crip, GDB, I don't care what you is. The university is open to everybody, man. If you drink, pull that thing up. If you smoke, roll that thing up. You feel me? It's good to get back at y'all, man. I appreciate y'all once again, like I say, for tuning in weekly to these audio lectures, man. I'm just here to give y'all my ideologies, these esoteric downloads and ideologies that are being given to me by the Most High, by Olodumare, by the ancestors, by Shay. I understand that we have a lot of elders in the university, so it's imperative that we open up this download with the correct spiritual energy. So first, let me start by sending the deepest of insight to my elders, those 65 and older within the university. Sending the deepest of insight to my peers, those that are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s within the university. And definitely, last but not least, the Blue Crystal babies, those 18, 19, and under within the university, man. I'm here this week. We're gonna talk about spiritual alchemy. What is spiritual alchemy? How to apply it to your life, and the benefits of becoming a spiritual alchemist, and things of that matter. So, as you know, there's a lot of negative energy that's taking place in the world on this planet, and I want to keep emphasizing, as we go on with these teachings, that we are in a spiritual warfare. So no matter what you're going through, whether it be you in a position like myself, where you're temporarily incarcerated for a crime you did not commit, or whether it be you're out there, you're struggling to pay bills, or whether it be you have a dream that you've been going at for years and years, and it just seems like you're at that breaking point and you're ready to give up, or whether it be you in your teenagers, or early 20s, or even 30s, and you fell on hard times, and you have to live with a relative or your parents, and you feel like it's hard to live with them, be you in a relationship or a marriage, and things are not working out the way you want them to within your marriage or relationship, or you working at your job site, aka the legalized slave plantation reflexiation. Let's not get that. Let's not forget that. But if you're working on these legalized slave plantations that they make all of us work on, if you live in this country or any country for that matter, in order to pay your bills, and you stressing on the job, a lot of it has to do with the fact that you are in a spiritual world or warfare. We must understand that the way to defeat this energy that we are fighting,
you have 1 minute left,
is through high vibrations. The way to defeat this energy is through high vibrations. So we're not going to be able to defeat this energy without truly understanding the energy that we are up against, Cosmic Family. I know we look at everything from a physical format. It's a physical format that we approach everything in our daily lives. And because we have been lied to, and we have forgotten who we are, that we are spirit and soul, we are divine beings living within this flesh, having a physical experience, we forget to attack it from a spiritual basis. So it's an answer to all of these problems that you are dealing with. Because we talk about a lot of things in the university, but today we want to talk about how to deal with the negative energy of the matrix. How do you fight against this hidden enemy, right? So we're going to talk about that more. I know the phone's in the end. Of course, you got to get used to that in the situation, but we're going to talk about that more when we come back.
Thank you for using Securus.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. You have to bear with me, of course. But anyway, with that being said, we have a hidden enemy that we are fighting against. So by us fighting against this hidden enemy, you are getting attacked every single day, unbeknownst to you, on a spiritual level. However, because once again, you seem to forget, or you don't fully grasp that you are a spiritual being, a divine being having a physical experience, you tend to attack your problems on a physical level, right? So let's start with, let's say somebody that's, they're working at a job, right, that they don't like, okay? You don't like the job. You come in, you busting your ass. You working as hard as you can work, but somehow the boss this manager, you have a manager that's always finding a way to nitpick with you. Or you have those coworkers that's always finding a way to gossip and say bad things about you to give you all this negative energy to make you want to quit the job, or you want to kick their ass on the job, right? But you know you can't do that because you'll lose the job. Or you have this manager that's just so ungrateful and so disrespectful that you don't even want to work on the site anymore. But because you have to still pay your bills, this now has become an issue. So this becomes a stressful issue. All right. So now, because you have forgotten that you are a spiritual being having a physical experience, you can see we seem to forget that we are spiritual beings, divine beings having a physical experience, right? You tend to attack that problem from a physical standpoint, and because you are attacking it from a physical standpoint, you have allowed this to lower your vibration. But if you was to look at it from a spiritual standpoint, you will understand that you are under a spiritual attack, and you would not allow it to lower your vibration. All right? So, now that sounds all good intellectually, but the thing is, how do you do this? Well, the way to not allow these things to affect your vibration is to first realize and remember that you are in a spiritual war. All right? I'm going to reiterate that you are in a spiritual war. All right? You have Zeus, a.k.a. Satan, right? And you are up against Zeus, a.k.a. Satan, and his fallen army. He has a legion of different people within his army, within his kingdom that works for him. All right, he has fallen angels, he has evil spirits, he has devils, he has jinns, he has tricksters. He have a plethora, an arsenal of individuals in his army that he can send to attack you at any given moment, at any given time. And they attack you through jumping in and out the body of people around you. They'll jump on your manager, they'll jump on your boss, they'll jump on your mom, they'll jump on your boyfriend, your husband, your girlfriend, your wife, they'll jump on your child, they'll jump on your best friend, they'll come at you through an event. You know what I'm saying? Which an event could be when you're going through something in your life that we would consider traumatic, or something in your life that we would consider a trial. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that the only way to overcome these things is to understand understand the enemy, understand who you're fighting against. Right? You are fighting against an enemy that knows you better than you know yourself. Because remember, right, this isn't anyone's first lifetime here. You have something called reincarnation. You have something called reincarnation, cosmic family. So a lot of you just don't remember that your soul has been recycled over and over and over again. These fallen beings, the fallen, we're going to call them the fallen for lecture's sake. So when I say the fallen, I'm strictly talking about Zeus, a.k.a. Satan, and those who fell with him in frequency that was kicked out of the heavens and the cosmos, as they told you in the Bible. Right? As they told you in the Quran, as they told you in the Torah, right? Or any religious book that you can look up. That part they told you, this story about this war that broke out within the heavens was very, very true. They didn't lie to us about that. Because you know, a lot of religion, they mix the truth with lies. So it's hard to decipher what's real and what's not. But keep in your mind that when they told you the story about this war that broke out in the heavens, and then about this fallen god Zeus, a.k.a. Yakub, a.k.a. Prometheus, a.k.a. Satan, a.k.a. Shaitan. All right? They did not lie to you about any of that. So that's all you got to keep in your mind. If these beings exist right here with you, you are literally living in a form of hell. All right? Because this is where they are at. Then once they landed here, they created something called the Matrix, which is full of programming with light code lockdown to keep you vibrating at your lowest state. But how do they do this? They do this by attacking you and forcing you to fall into negative emotional states. This is why you have to overcome emotion. I've spoken about this for years and years and years, and I'll continue to speak about it for the entirety of why I am on planet Kai, why I'm on this material plane, this physical realm, because you have to understand that these so-called emotions are not emotions at all. Every single emotion is a fallen angel. That emotion is a fallen angel with an actual spiritual name. That emotion is not anger. That's really a fallen angel. That's really not jealousy. That's really a fallen angel. That's really not lust. That's really a fallen angel. Right? That's really not envy. That's really a fallen angel. And when that fallen angel enters you, it alters your state of mind, which by altering your state of mind eventually alters your vibrational state. You have to remember the 4 phases of matter: solids, liquids, gases, plasma, energy. Right? The higher you vibrate, the faster the higher you vibrate, the faster the atoms vibrate. The atoms that the solid plane is composed of vibrate the slowest. All right, so you have solids, liquids, gases, plasma, energy. That's the 4 phases of matter. To understand the spiritual warfare, you have to master this. I don't care how many times you hear me say it. Have you mastered the concept of what I'm saying? Are you digesting this information? Because like right now, we have a plethora of information that's coming out all over the place. Some of it good, some of it's bad. We have, once again, I'll repeat that, we have a whole bunch of information that's being released right now. Some of this information is good for you, a lot of it is bad for you. But when you do have divine teachers like myself, spiritual gurus like myself, you know, like the other spiritual gurus that you have out there, are you actually digesting the information that is being passed to you? All right? And then you have a lot of teachers that they're not even digesting the information. They're just reading up on some shit, studying it, and says, what subject can I talk about right now that's going to produce the most wow factor? Right? Because if I say rainbows and stargates, like I gave in the past download a couple years back, that's going to produce a wow factor just off me titling the video that. Rainbows and stargates, right? If I sit here and say, hey, did you know that you have 7 chakras and these chakras are a part of your cosmic light bodies and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that produces a wow factor. If we say, hey, the black woman / Latino woman is actually God, that produces a wow factor. So you have all these this information coming out that's producing wow factors. You have teachers that are giving you this information, and they haven't even mastered the information. They haven't even digested it. They just giving it to you for the wow factor, because then the wow factor produces views, which produce likes and comments, and a lot of them are technically doing it for likes, comments, and views. Now, is every single spiritual teacher out there right now doing it for likes? It's not every single one of us, but I'm going to tell you right now, this has become the end thing. It has become a wave. So anytime something becomes a wave, you're going to have a whole bunch of fake motherfuckers trying to do some shit just to do it, to try to gain a form of money or clout. But are you digesting? Are you actually fasting every month? Are you actually working out to master yourself physically? Are you actually cleaning up your diet? Are you actually sitting in a meditative state? Are you actually giving back to charity and doing it from the soul and the heart, even when the camera's not on? Are you working on yourself every day? Right? A lot of your teachers not doing that. Just like a lot of students who are the individuals, the disciples, the channels who are thirsty right now for this information are not doing that. Because we are in the age of Aquarius. We are going through a spiritual renaissance right now. The planet is rising in frequency. So that's why I say you must be able to digest all this information and use discernment when getting this information. All right? So that takes us back to the 4 phases of matter. I've been talking about the 4 phases of matter for the last 5 years, and you still have individuals that have not mastered that. Because in order to understand the spiritual warfare that you are in, these attacks that come to you, which make you fall into these emotional states, you have to understand vibration. Everything breaks down to atoms in this physical realm. The atoms that make up the solid plane, the things we can see with our eyes, vibrate the slowest. The next vibrational plane is the liquid plane. The atoms that make up the liquid plane vibrate faster than the atoms that make up the solid plane. The next vibrational state is the vapor plane or the gas plane. The atoms that make up the gas plane vibrate faster than the atoms that make up the liquid plane. The next vibrational state is the plasma energy plane. This is where your thoughts come from. Thoughts vibrate the fastest. Think about it. Everything around you started off as just a thought inside of a brain. The atoms that make up the plasma energy plane or the mental plane vibrate faster than the atoms that make up the gas plane. Now, the atoms that make up the solid plane vibrate so slow that you can see anything solid with your naked eye. But the atoms that make up the liquid plane, you can see liquid with your naked eye, but the difference is The vibrational state is so fast that you can literally stick your hand through the water. You can't do that through the wall. You can stick your hand through the wall, but you would have to raise your personal vibrational state. But as far as in staying in your solid state, you cannot take your solid hand and stick it through a solid wall, because the atoms are vibrating too slow, so it makes it appear solid. Your brain accepts this illusion of it being solid to be true, so you are not able to stick your hand through that brick wall. Now with the water, it vibrates faster, so you are able to stick your hand through the water. You are able to see through the water, especially if it's pure water, right? But now the atoms that make up the gas plane, they vibrate so fast that you can't even see it. You can't see air. Air exists on the gas plane because it's vibrating so fast. But yet you can feel the wind when it blows, but you don't see the wind, but you can feel the wind. Why? Because the wind exists as a part of the air, and the air exists on the gas plane. Now think about how you can't see air, because the vibratory state is vibrating so fast that your two naked eyes cannot see it. It's vibrating too fast. Okay, well, the highest vibrational plane is the plasma energy plane. These atoms on the plasma energy plane, which is where your thoughts come from, they're vibrating faster than the atoms on the gas plane. So think about that. Your thoughts vibrate so fast you can't see the thoughts, yet they create everything around you. So the enemy you're fighting against, the fallen, they have mastered these phases of matter. They don't attack you first on the solid plane. They attack you on the highest plane, which is the mental plane, aka the plasma energy plane. They attack you through your thoughts, because whatever you think affects your vibration. You cannot have happy thoughts and yet you feel depressed. Impossible. And they like to say nothing is impossible, but that would never happen. Notice that the way you feel, which is your vibrational state, is followed by the way you think. If I'm having negative thoughts about something, I don't want to be in this job. And I'm having negative thoughts about the job, I'm going to start feeling eventually, I'm going to start feeling depressed. My vibratory state is going to start to lower. But if I wake up and I'm feeling good today, it's my off day, I get paid today, you hear me? You hear me, talking family? It's your off day or you get paid today, you wake up with that thought, oh, I get paid today. I got the next 2 days off. All right? It starts with that thought. Now that thought produces what? Good vibes, good feelings within yourself. Good vibes, literally good vibrations, because you're in a high vibrational state. You vibrate so fast. Whenever you're feeling good, your atoms start vibrating faster. Whenever you're feeling bad, your atoms start vibrating slower. When we get depressed, when we get sad, when we get angry, all these are emotions. It makes your atoms vibrate slower, which does what? Locks you into this solid state, known as the solid plane, the lowest vibrational plane. So that's what the fallen does to us. They come at you through your relationship. Your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or girlfriend, they might say something you don't like. Now that thought becomes, I don't like that, what was said. Now you start, here come the feelings or the emotions. Now you get angry. You let that fallen angel in you. Now that you're angry, you might go cheat on your girl. You might go cheat on your husband. You might strike your girl. She might strike you. You might tell her, bitch, you ain't shit. She might tell you, nigga, you ain't shit. Now y'all saying all type of negative things. Y'all don't even mean none of the stuff y'all doing, but because the fallen angel attacked your thought form, wait, I don't like what he said to me. I don't like what she did to me. Now here comes the fallen angel of anger. Fallen angel jumped in you. You don't even recognize the fallen angel. You don't even know the fallen angel's cosmic name. The name of the fallen angel that stands under anger is Pergamum. Pergamum enters you. But because you have forgotten who you are, because they have snatched this from you, you say, I'm angry. You don't say, hold on, Pergamum has entered me. Because if that's what's really going on, instead of saying you're angry, you say, hold on, Pergamum, you just entered me. I can't let you in me. You got to get out of me. Because when you in me, I'm not doing nothing positive. And that's why when you get angry, nothing positive comes from an angry person. Nothing positive comes from a sad person. Anger eventually leads to sadness. Sadness eventually leads to depression. Depression eventually leads to suicide. If you let these vibrational states stay within you long enough. If you let these fallen angels stay within you long enough. This is the spiritual war that I'm talking to you about. See, when you think about it from that perspective, you're like, hold on, this is really a war. Because how can I sit here and not become emotional? Yeah, you might hear me saying you're not supposed to become emotional, but how easy is that to actually do? How do you go through your life without becoming emotional? Even happiness is a fallen angel. Yeah, you see how conniving and how slick and creative Zeus, aka Satan, is. Even happiness is a fallen angel. You know why? Because right now, I can come and give your ass a compliment. You're going to get happy as fuck. You're going to get a thought that's going to make you feel good. Now, that thought going to lead to happiness, and now you vibrating sky high. You feeling good? But in the same breath, I can tell you some negative shit, and I just stole that happiness. That happiness turns into depression or sadness. Because it's a fallen angel. It's an illusion. It's an illusionary state. Happiness is nothing but a replica of peace. You don't need happiness, you need peace. Because peace is forever. Nobody can take your peace from you unless you give it to them. And when you find peace, it don't come and go. Happiness come and go. See what I'm saying? Because happiness is a fallen angel. It's like the storm. It's like the eye of the storm. When a hurricane comes, you got the first half of the storm. You see that coming. See what I'm saying? You know you're in a storm. That's not the worst part of the hurricane. Anybody gonna tell you the worst part of the hurricane is the eye. Because you go through all this storm and then boom, it hit the eye hit. The sun come out. So now you calm. You let your guards down. Oh shit, sun back out. Y'all, we good. Storm is over. And that illusion is what gets a lot of people killed in the storm.
You have 1 minute left.
That illusion is what get a lot of people killed in the storm. Because they didn't forgot they in the storm because the sun didn't came out. Right? Niggas come out of hiding. Storm over, y'all. Then out of nowhere, it starts storming again. Now you ain't got time to hide. Storm sweep you away. The eye fooled you into believing the storm was over. That's the same thing with happiness. Happiness slide in. Like, I'm happy. I feel good. But then some shit come that quick and your happiness gone. Now you chasing it again. But with peace is different. Peace is a whole different level of vibration. It's stronger than happiness. It's not an illusion. It's real. Seek peace, not happiness. Cosmic family.
Thank you for using.
Yes, we are back. Seek peace, not happiness. See what I'm saying? This is the war, cosmic family. This is what I mean when I say we are in spiritual warfare. Because what is this war about? They just want to feed off of your force, off of your life force. The fallen needs to feed off of your life force. Because remember, you can go back up to the heavens and the cosmos. After you leave this lifetime, you can ascend to higher spiritual states, to higher spiritual planes of existence. We are on the material plane. You have 9 cosmic planes. This is the lowest vibrational plane, the material plane. The fallen can't do that. So they need you. You are their food source, and they feed off you when you are vibrating low. And the only way to make you vibrate low is to put you into emotional states. Nothing good happens to he who reacts out of emotion. Let me repeat that. Nothing good happens to the one who reacts out of emotions. When in your life have you ever reacted out of emotions and it worked out for you? Let's use some examples, Cosmic family. She don't even know him. But she felt good that night. She don't even do one night stands. But this night, something feel right about him. The moon shining right. The drink just perfect. She ain't got to go to work tomorrow. He got this glow to him when he talking to her. The vibe feel right. Keyword, vibe feels right. Keyword is vibe. Now, an emotion kicks in. Lust, happiness, right? And out of those emotional states, she let him fuck that night. She never see him again. He never see her again. She ain't tripping. She just wants to dick that night herself. Then she find out she pregnant. And she never see him again. Now how's her life affected? Or he gives her an STD that she can't recover from. How's her life affected? He was a good kid. He had academic scholarships, athletic scholarships to go play basketball. You see what I'm saying? He was on his way to Duke University. From Duke, he was going to the NBA. However, he went out with his friends. Somebody looked at him the wrong way. He felt threatened. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to walk away. This brother ain't put his hands on me. He reacts out of emotion. Anger sets in. Ego sets in. Now he done went upside the motherfucking head, bust they shit to the white meat. Now he go to jail. Lose all his basketball hopes. Feel me? This one person just hit the lottery. They came up on $10 million. Then what happens? Emotion sets in. They happy, right? They let their guard down. So you know what? They didn't blew through all their money. Now they broke. We can go on and on and on with situations and examples of what happens to us when we allow emotions, aka these fallen angels, to enter us. Let's use one last one for the class. The ancestors has a blessing waiting for Patrice. Patrice, it comes to Patrice through a thought. Remember, everything starts on the mental plane because we are spirit, soul, and mind. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience. It all starts with thought, plasma energy. So the ancestors come to Patrice and say, they give her the thought. They inspire her with the thought and say, hey, because see, when you get these thoughts, people think they just be thinking thoughts. No, that is the ancestors talking to you. That is your spiritual guys talking to you. And when you have negative thoughts, those are evil spirits talking to you. That's all thoughts is. Or when you think about somebody, they're calling you. That's all thoughts is. It's either somebody calling you, either the angels and the positive spirit guys talking to you, or the evil ones talking to you, or the ancestors talking to you. That's where all your thoughts come from. So the ancestors send you the thought, hey, you know what, Patrice, I know you've been living in Detroit your whole life, but you really need to move to L.A. Now you like, see, Patrice thinking, you know, I don't know what got into me, but something telling me I need to move to L.A. You know why? Because the ancestors know when you get to L.A., we have a blessing for you that's going to change your life, Patrice. Then Patrice goes and tells her friends about it. Her friends, evil spirits work through them. Oh, girl, you don't know nobody in L.A. Ain't no telling what's going on in L.A. They give her all these reasons not to go to L.A. Then what happens to her? Emotion sets in. Fear sets in, which is really a fallen angel. Now, she listens to fear, right? And what happens? Patrice never goes to L.A. because she feared leaving her family. She feared getting around new people. She feared going somewhere where she don't know anybody. She fears stepping out of her comfort zone. Miss her whole blessing. We could go on and on, Cosmic Family, about what happens when we allow emotion, these fallen angels, to set in. You get what I'm saying? This is the war, and it's not easy. It's a war, not a physical war. So now that we know, we have a more analytical breakdown of this spiritual warfare. How do we handle this? How do we fight against this matrix and this negative energy that we all know exists, but how do we defeat it? You defeat it by becoming what's known as a spiritual alchemist. Start practicing spiritual alchemy. Now, what's alchemy? Okay, for those who don't know, based upon Merriam-Webster's definition of alchemy, or if you Google alchemy, they're going to tell you alchemy is the science of transmuting base metals to gold. Let me repeat that. They're going to tell you that alchemy is the science of transmuting base metals to gold. That's bullshit. Lies. Lies, lies. Lies, lies. Lies, lies. Lies, lies. Why do they tell these lies? You hear me? There's more lies. That's not alchemy. True alchemy is to transmute your lower self to your higher self. Alchemy has always been a spiritual thing. See, the people that consider themselves alchemists, they have spent their whole lives researching. Go look up the Philosopher's Stone. They have been trying to figure out how do we turn these base metals to gold. You have scientists who have spent their whole life trying to figure out how to do alchemy. But they're thinking, when you're thinking about transmuting a base metal like lead into gold, you are thinking low vibrational. You are thinking physical. You are thinking money, a monetary gain. That's low. That's not real alchemy. Real alchemy is when you transmute something negative into something positive, or when you transmute something positive into something negative. Real alchemy is to transmute your lower self into your higher self. That's real alchemy. You see what I'm saying? And spiritual alchemy is when you transmute your lower self into your higher self. When you learn how to transmute negative energy into positive energy. Transmute means to turn into. For those who don't know what transmutation is, when you turn something from one thing to the next, and it works both ways. For example, I could come tell you something positive. You can take that and transmute that and turn that into something negative. Right? I can say, hey man, I love them shoes you got on today. And you got the power. What you gonna do? You can transmute that to something negative and say, oh, what you trying to make fun of my shoes? You being funny? You like, hold on, man. I ain't even mean it like that. How many times did that happen to you when you told the motherfucker something? You ain't even mean it like that, but they flipped it and turned it to something else. That was an example of them participating in negative spiritual alchemy. But you can do the same thing positively. Somebody do something negative to you. When you feel that anger hit, you know what you can do? Instead of me, you just piss me off. But instead of me allowing you to piss me off and now my whole day fucked up, I'm going to take that energy and transmute it, right, into something positive, and I'm going to go ahead and knock out me 500 push-ups. Oh, you pissed me off when you said I'm not going to get this good job that I've been working hard for. So you know what I'm going to do? I could either A, take that energy and transmute it into something negative and let it stay negative, or I could transmute it into something positive and say, you know what? Just because you said I'm not going to get this job, now I'm going to study 3 times as hard. I'm going to use that as the fuel to my motherfucking fire to get this job. I'm going to transmute the energy. That's spiritual alchemy. To transmute something from a lower state into a higher state. From a negative state into a positive state. So when you have things attacking you in your everyday life, first off, recognize that this is part of spiritual warfare. These beings, the fallen, are going to attack you through those you love, through events, through people, through situations. We might call this being tested. You might say, God tested me. God ain't testing you. The ancestors love you. They don't have to test you. You are one with the ancestors. This is what makes you a God. You are a divine reflection of the Most High. The Most High don't have to test you. The ancestors don't have to test you. No, you are being attacked by fallen angels. You are going through a spiritual attack. And now you must learn how to transmute the energy. Because the ancestors gave you all the tools you need because they made you in their image. You were made in the image of the infinite creator. You were made in the image of Almighty God. Therefore, you are both a child of God and a God. You are one with your creator, or at least you should be. That is the goal, to get back to your higher self. Right now, you have been forced to fall into your lower self. You must learn to transmute this energy so that you can rise into your higher self. And the only way you can do that is to transmute negative energy into positive energy, and that's what we call spiritual alchemy, because you are under spiritual attack. The fallen wants to make you fall into your lower self by making you fall into negative energetic states, by putting you into by trying to convince you to fall into negative emotional states, by coming at you with negative situations or things you don't like. You must recognize that. And you must understand that's not the test. That's when you must practice spiritual alchemy. Let me transmute. How can I transmute this situation? Right now, I'm sitting incarcerated with something I didn't do. I'm transmuting the energy because I'm working out. I'm reading. I'm staying positive no matter how hard it gets. I'm staying productive. I'm working on things. I'm transmuting the energy. And for that, I'm going to be blessed. Or I could have let the negative thing happen to me and could allow this to completely make me be depressed and take me completely out. That is an easy? Hell no. It's warfare. So I got my days when some days are easier than others. But overall, I'm transmuting the energy to turn a negative into a positive. That's true alchemy. Not this dumb shit they tell you about alchemy. Oh, we're trying to transmute silver into gold. That's so low vibrational. And that's why they've never been able to really master alchemy. Because they don't understand that true alchemy is to transmute your lower self into your higher self, which is your true placement in the cosmos. Spiritual alchemy. But in the practice, you must understand that everything is a spiritual attack. And that's why the ancestors teach you to use the cosmic force of faith. Because with faith and divine love and willpower, you overcome any and everything. They don't have to test you. Zeus, a.k.a. Satan, is testing you because he throws events and situations at you to try to make you want to side with him. Because when some shit don't go our way, the first thing we do is we question it, and now we ready to attack the Creator. We ready to attack the ancestors. But when we attack the ancestors, we attack ourselves because we are one with that source, and Zeus knows that. Remember, he is the father of lies and deception. Key word being deception. And deception is what? The art of war. Let me repeat that for the smoothies in the back of class who may be listening to this little YouTube part 1, right? They want to comment dumb shit, right? The art of war is deception and always has been. So that's the whole reason why Satan throws so many things at us, because he wants us to turn on our Creator. He wants us to turn on the ancestors, which when we let us do that, we turn on ourselves, because we are all connected. There is no separation. That's an illusion. Duality is an illusion. Now, can you see past duality when everything around you looks separate from you? The wall, the fruit, the animals, the trees, people. That's the part of the spiritual warfare. That's the deception that Satan has placed in front of you. Satan literally means great deceiver. Let's not forget what Satan means. It's Latin for great deceiver. And he knows you better than you remember yourself, because you have forgotten who you are and where you come from, and that's the advantage he has over you. It's spiritual warfare. You must become a spiritual alchemist. You must practice spiritual alchemy. You must remember that you are a god, a goddess, a king, a queen, a high vibrational being. And you must transmute all negative energy into positive energy, because energy is just energy. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Energy isn't negative or positive. It's based upon the individual that's using the energy. Energy is omnipresent. The force is all around you. It's within you and it's all around you. Right? Now, how are you going to use this force? You are either going to A, use this force to produce negative results in the universe, or you're going to use this force to produce positive results in the universe. So Zeus, a.k.a. Satan, whole goal is to trick you, great deceiver, into using your force personally to produce more negative energy, to produce more negative results, because he stands for negative, which is the opposite of positive. And the more negative results you produce with your force, the more you feed him and his army. That's why the world seems so negative, because he feeds off negative energy. But if you transmute that energy and we remove this positive energy, the fallen have no food source. Without any food, they eventually have to transcend, right? And because death is not real even for them, they are energy, they are spirit, soul, mind. They will be forced to return back to the source from which they came from, which is Almighty God. This is how we win the war, cosmic family. We don't win the war with negative shit. You don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water. You fight water with fire, right? You can use the water to either put the fire out, or you can use the fire to put the water out. Either way. Because enough water will eventually put out a fire. But guess what? If that fire get hot enough, it's going to make that water evaporate. So fire can also put out water. That's something they don't talk about, though, cosmic family. Right? That's the way energy works, right? You can make it positive or negative. It's just energy, though. It's going to be whatever you personally want it to be. Because you are the creator and destroyer of your reality. This is spiritual alchemy. 101, cosmic family. The matrix is designed to make you become emotional, to make you more vulnerable to accepting emotional states. But emotions clog the soul. You are not supposed to be emotional. You are supposed to be at peace. Zeus knows how powerful you are, cosmic family. They know that. So all they do is trick you into using your force to feed them. But anytime you think positive, you say positive, you do positive, you have positive intentions, you rise higher, you vibrate faster. They can't feed off that. You actually take their food away from them, right? The more people vibrate high, the less food they have to feed off of. If you don't feed the beast, what can the beast eat? Eventually the beast will have to turn around and eat itself. Just like the stomach does. If you don't feed your stomach, eventually the stomach will start to digest itself. That's that feeling you get when you say, oh, I feel like my stomach in my back. Right?
You have 1 minute left.
Because the stomach has its own mind, but that's a whole nother lecture. I'll expound upon that in later lessons, cosmic family. But I want you to meditate deeply on what I said about spiritual alchemy and the spiritual warfare and transmuting this energy, transmuting your lower self into your higher self, transmuting good, negative things to positive things. That's why positive energy always creates elevation. And with that being said, peace to the gods and goddesses of planet God. Peace to the high vibrational human beings. Have a great week. Have a greater month. Have a greater man-made year. Have a greater energy cycle. I leave as I come. In divine love and perfect peace. Ashe. Now we rise.